What's your lip?
Hera.
Hera? Mine's WAKEMAKE. I did
use WAKEMAKE for the outer edges.
Too good, right?
Yeah.
진짜 좋아.
Essential powder matte. I love the smell of this.
Oh, it smells like perfume. Hi everyone.
Hi.
Welcome back. We are filming part 2 of the Wine Spill series. We just filmed one on Ashley's channel and we're gonna continue it on mine a little bit more tipsy. I already had my wine. She's still finishing up hers because she was the host for the previous, and now I'm moving on to whiskey. So this is like whiskey spill.
I don't approve. I don't approve.
I don't approve of you not finishing the wine. Excuse me.
Finish it now.
Okay. All right. So Ashley and I are, well, actually, by the time this video is up, I am officially 30.
Woo!
And she's turning 30 tomorrow. Woo! And so we wanted to do a Wine Spill episode focusing on the topic of aging, the pressure, and lessons that we learned in our 20s. Because 20s was a wild ride. And so now we're gonna share with you guys everything we learned and just, yeah, we'll see how this goes. Any peer/family pressure to settle down while in your 20s, or do you feel it more now? Cheers first.
Cheers.
All right. Do you feel pressured?
No.
Oh, really?
Thankfully, I don't have like family members or people around me who are like, so when are you gonna get married and settle down? Thankfully, I know a lot of parents or, you know, grandparents are always like, when are you gonna get married?
Yeah.
But I mean, my grandma does, but because she has Alzheimer's, I'm just like, Grandma, I'm still 21.
You told me this.
And even then, she's like, 21, you gotta get married. But I mean, it's a different generation. My mom got married and she had me at 23, but come on now. People have started getting married later now.
Yeah.
And my mom's like, don't get married until you're over 30.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
nice.
so I don't have any pressure. It's just when I look at my friends who are married and have kids, I'm sometimes like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean by that.
But I know they have problems of their own and they're struggling too. It's just it just looks nice on the outside having that cute little family.
Right.
But I know that's not easy either.
No,
so,
for sure.
Yeah. Do you get pressure?
For me, like you said, older generation always asks like, when are you gonna get married? But I feel like my mom is pretty understanding and she's just like very much used to it. But like you said, also my peers, like a lot of my friends are married, and I think like over the pandemic, like almost 20 of my friends are pregnant or gave birth already. And so I think through that I was like, oh, like, am I a bit late on track? Like that's when I feel a little pressured, but no one around me is like, oh my gosh, you need to get married at this age and whatnot. So not too much.
I think it's also different, like with our friends in the States and our friends in Korea. More of our friends in the States are married because they tend to settle down earlier.
Right.
Whereas Korea, people tend to get married later now.
Yeah.
And more people are choosing to stay single or choosing to stay childless. So I feel like, yeah, I don't really face any pressure or anything. Thank goodness.
Taking risks, either make it or lose it situation versus having a stable job. Which one to go for in your 20s?
I think in your 20s, you definitely have to take risks.
I agree.
Yeah, because you have to navigate and try different things to figure out what you really want and love and would like to stick to. And to do that, you have to take risks and you have to make sacrifices. You can't have everything.
No, for sure.
You know, like Joan, she worked hard and she sacrificed her health and sleep to work hard and edit and film every single day. Just like that, you have to sacrifice whatever it may be, whether it's like family, like quality time or your friends or social life, sleep, health, And I know that sounds bad, but like in your 20s, I feel like, you know, you are okay. You are okay to do that. And I would say don't ever settle for anything in your 20s because I feel like you're going to have your whole 20s to figure it out. And even 30 is not too late.
Starting your 20s, where did you think you would be in life compared to where you are now? I expected my 30s to look a little more stable with kids and a husband. That's how I imagine my 30s to be. How about you?
Well, in my 20s, after coming to Korea, I thought I would still be in the entertainment industry, like performing on stage, being with Ladies Code, just doing stuff, maybe touring the world and stuff, but yeah.
Compared to where you are now.
It doesn't really go the way you think it will.
Right.
I remember in the beginning of that, that's what I imagined when I just debuted, or even right before debuting. I was like, oh my god, even in 10 years, I'm going to be on stage, I'm going to be performing. And in the middle of my 20s, when I was towards the end of my career or my 7-year contract, I remember thinking, I'm so done with this. Like, I don't want to live this life anymore. I want to get married. I just want to settle down, because I was so tired of that unstable life, just like going up and down all the time, and just getting this treatment from the entertainment company and not being able to freely be myself. I remember thinking, if this is how I have to live for the rest of my life when I'm in the entertainment business, then I don't want to live like this. So when I was around like 24, 25, I wanted to just actually get married and have kids after my contract ended. So I went through like phases, and then right before my contract ended, when I was like 28, I was like, no, I'm just starting my life now. I spent 8 years of my life not being able to truly live and enjoy life, so I gotta do it now. And that's why I had to break up the really long distance relationship that I had for myself. And for my future. I talked about this so many times. I talked about it so many times.
When I first met you, you were in a relationship, and it shocked me because it was a long distance relationship, and you were in it for like 6 years. I was like, you were in a 6-year relationship. Your contract is over in 7 years. So yeah, I was pretty shocked to hear it, but I mean, good for you.
I mean, you know, like, because I think it was only possible because the K-pop life has so many rules and restrictions. So I think that was why it was okay. I was okay with not being able to see that person all the time, and not being able to talk to that person 24/7, because, you know, it was the rule that we weren't supposed to be dating, and I was still I was still breaking the rule. But it wasn't.
It was international waters.
Yeah, because it's not like I was sneaking out to go meet that person. That's why I think it was possible. But then I don't think I could have done it when my contract was over.
Yeah, for sure. I do remember that.
Yeah.
Because I thought you were for sure going to get married right after your contract ended, but it was a total different shift, and it was beautiful to see at the same time. Like, no, I supported whatever you did. Like, if you wanted to get married and have kids right away, I'd be like, yes, Ashley, do whatever you want. But I also liked how you were like, oh, I want to figure out what I want to do. And I was like, yeah, that's great too. I'm like always going to be supportive of your decisions, so don't worry. But yeah, I mean, 20 years ago and now it's different.
10 years ago.
10, oh my god. Oh my gosh, yeah,
20 years ago.
10 years ago and now is very different, and you never know how it's gonna turn out. If you could start your social media career from scratch, what would you do differently?
Oh. I don't think I would do anything differently. I would think I would just start YouTube a little earlier. I mean, I couldn't anyways because my company didn't let me. But if I could have, I think I would have started YouTube earlier because I really enjoyed it. I mean, I really enjoy it. In terms of Instagram, I don't know. I can't really think of anything.
Yeah.
I think I would just study fashion a little more, like before I started.
Why?
Just so I can post nicer OOTDs.
So funny.
Nothing too serious.
Yeah.
What would you do differently?
I think I would, like, this is hard to say because, you know, when I did Joan Day 365, it's such a pivotal point in my life. A lot of people kind of refer back to that moment because they're like, oh my gosh, Joan did 365 vlogs.
It's crazy.
But I feel like I was very surface level. I was working radio at the time, so I felt like I couldn't like curse and say everything on my mind because I always had that like wall that I always wanted to follow, and I didn't want to disappoint my producers who might have watched my videos and whatnot. I don't know, like I feel like I put too much of myself out there, but not really. Does that make sense? Because like, you know me in a personal level where you're like, Joan might be a little different from like her YouTube videos. I'm a bit more like sassy. I'm sassier and I'm definitely more savage in real life. But on YouTube, I could be a little more like I feel like I treat this kind of like as a radio show where I want to keep it positive all the time, and I want to be, you know, like no curse words and whatnot. But I would like to have started a little bit more like, I don't know.
I mean, it's still not too late now.
Yeah, no, for sure. Maybe my 30s Joan Day vlogs will be a little different.
Like, welcome to Joan Day 30s edition. I'm gonna change. You're gonna hear me say curse words. Don't be like, who is this girl?
No, for sure.
This is who I am.
Yeah. But you know what I mean though, right?
Yeah.
Because you've worked in the entertainment industry where you can't like say certain words. You can't say certain phrases. You can't even say some things like that might be like in your daily vernacular. Like you really can't. Like it's just kind of like there are rules to this, and because I started YouTube while being under that spotlight, I felt like there was always that like wall. But I don't think it was a bad thing. Like I'm okay with where I am social media wise, but I just wish that, I don't know.
Yeah, I would like to see more of the sides of Joan that I see. You know, when we're together.
Yeah.
I feel like the viewers will love that too. It's like, oh, this is the Joan that
Actually, everyone says that.
Never knew before.
Yeah. Even Edward of it, like, he's always like, dude, every time, like, this girl, like, he always, like, calls me out. I'm like, yeah, you're so right. I don't know. But I feel like it was because I started when I was very shy and unsure about my life. I was going through my quarter-life crisis. Like, it was during that time in my life. That's why I felt very much pressured to have, like, a facade. And I just got out of college where, like, resumes and, you know, presenting yourself in interviews were such a big deal, and I think I wanted to portray that in my videos as well. But yeah, I mean, whatever. If I could start my social media career from scratch, I think I'm very grateful for how I started it. I think it was a great way to start it. I wouldn't do 365 again, but I'm glad I did it.
It made you who you are.
Yeah, everyone's like, intense, but I did it. Intense. Thank you for the support as well, because if it wasn't for you guys, I really wouldn't have been able to rebuild my life to where it is today. Because again, as mentioned before, 25 is the age that I started daily vlogging, and here I am at the age of 30 being like, wow, like my life has changed so much since quarter life crisis to where I am today. Like, very grateful, and yeah, I'm super, all I can say is thank you.
YouTube was there in your life for half of your 20s.
No, all of my, majority of my 20s.
Majority
Yeah,
of the
you're
20s.
right.
It's crazy.
You're so right. And you were able to see all of that. So thank you for sticking by. I'd like to know if you felt like COVID has taken away the last years of your 20s and now you're 30 and you feel like that page is turned forever. I'm turning 28 this year, and COVID started a little prior to my 26th birthday, so I was still 25 and I had so many plans, trips, concerts, bucket list, things. But now everything got pushed off, canceled. I don't have the time. Being 28 makes me feel like I've lost 2.5 years of my life, and I'm scared I can't claim them when I'm 30. Do you feel as if there's a real difference? Can you still do everything you wanted in your 20s when you're 30 with a mortgage, possibly kids, and other stuff? It stresses me out.
Oh my god, yeah. We had COVID right on our 29th year.
Yeah.
Like half of 28th and then like the beginning of 28th to our entire 29th year.
Yeah.
So I feel like we didn't get to really enjoy the last year of our 20s to
Right.
the fullest. It sucks.
Yeah. No, for sure. COVID definitely upped us over. Like, I felt like with you, especially, like, last year especially, you were like, let's travel more. And that was the year we could do it. But because of COVID, we couldn't, right? And I honestly really wanted to leave Korea at the age of 28. That was actually a plan that I was having. And I was looking at homes to buy in Los Angeles in 2019. I think I told you about it. But then all of it just changed after the pandemic, and now with the prices and everything, it all changed. Which is to say, you really can't have a 5-year plan.
Yeah. You never know.
You really don't know.
Yeah. But I also found comfort in the fact that it didn't stop. Like, life didn't stop just for me. It was, the pandemic happened for everybody, right?
Yeah.
COVID was worldwide, so it just kind of put a stop on everyone's life. So I feel like, you know, we all we're all on the same track, the same pace.
Yeah.
So it didn't make me feel that bad. It's just like, oh well, like, shit happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you still do everything you wanted in your late 20s when you're 30 with a mortgage, possibly kids and other stuff?
No, you can't do everything you wanted to do in your 20s if you're going to have a mortgage and kids at 30s. Life is all about making sacrifices.
Yeah.
If you're going to live like you lived in the 20s, then you should hold off on starting a family and like having kids and buying a house.
But I do have some friends who are like superwomen where they can do all of it. They juggle it and make it look so easy. But again, everyone is different. And don't compare yourself with others. Like, how you handle your, I don't know, your problems, your life is different. Have you guys ever felt your biological clocks ticking? If so, how did you or do you cope with it? So, did you ever like think about that?
I don't know, in sex education, Jean Milburn, she gave birth when she was like in her 50s. Okay.
I didn't watch that show, so I really
great.
don't know.
You should watch it.
Is it?
Yes,
Oh,
it's one
okay.
of the best shows ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think there will be, you know, a point when it'll be hard to have kids, definitely, and I do think about that. What if I want kids, but then I'm too old to have kids, and then I'll be sad about not being able to have kids.
You want kids, right?
I don't know, it's always like half and half. It's a scary thought.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the idea of babies, and I like the idea of having a family, but having to raise them and help them grow up to be a nice, good person. I don't know if I feel confident in doing that, because I feel like I have so many problems of my own, and I know babies are affected by that.
Right.
I feel like I have a lot of unresolved issues that I need to sort out before ever having kids. So it's always like, I want a kid, but then actually in reality it's like, okay, but can you freaking raise a fetus into a baby and then give birth to it and then raise it till it's like an adult until it's my age? But I'm like, okay, go off, you little birdie. I'm like, can I do that? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, we're still very young. I feel like because we're turning 30, I got a lot of questions about this. I mean, there was a kid right there. My neighbor has 2 kids.
Oh my god, some people, when they responded to the story, they were like, you guys are so old? What? You guys look so young. But I'm like, 30's not that old. Damn it.
And here I'm being like, thank you. Yeah, 30 is actually not that old. And
we're not living in the 70s.
Yeah.
Or,
my thing is just live in the moment. If the right person, right time comes, like, maybe your life will change, but really you can't predict it. How do you think that societal expectations are different in today's day and age compared to the last few decades? What expectations do you feel as 30-year-olds going into 2020?
Well, I think the outlook on women getting married later or being their own boss lady has been more
Positive?
yeah, positive. It's been praised, and I feel like there's less judgment on being over 30 and still working and not thinking about settling down, whereas maybe 10 years ago it was much worse, and people felt like they had to marry by the time they're 30 or they feel like a failure. But now people are choosing to focus more on their careers and on themselves than starting a family or settling down. So I feel like it's better for us.
I do agree with that.
Yeah.
As a 90s baby, we literally saw internet transform to what it is today, social media transform into what it is today, and it changed so many people's lives, whether it gave us a job or how we, present ourselves, whatnot. We'll see how our 30s are like, and we'll keep you guys updated in our upcoming wine spill episodes.
Yes. I mean, I think in like the first few years of our 30s, things are not going to be that much different. I think it's like after 35 maybe we start feeling and noticing changes. But we really have to take care of ourselves. Physically. And even when you're in your 20s, I would definitely recommend start taking care of yourselves now, and exercise, because it'll all catch up to you when you're in your 30s. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm not trying to blackmail you and threaten you into working out and, being a health junkie. But I really do think you shouldn't take advantage of that health you have right now. And you need to make it better. You need to work on it. And you need to prepare yourself.
Start now.
So in Korean age, we're going to be 32 now? Oh.
갑자기?
That's cool. I mean, it's like I've been introducing myself as 31 in Korean age when people ask, so I'm like, okay.
No, I refuse. I'm like, I am 29.
I'm like legally 30 now. That's cool.
Wow. It's okay, we have each other and we're in this together. As
I remember, when I was in my teens, time went by so quick, slowly.
Now it's like
in 20s, it went by so fast, and in 30s, it's gonna go by quicker. You know what you have to do?
What?
You have to spend time in nature. It has been scientifically proven that when you spend time in nature, time goes by slowly. So we need to spend more time in nature, guys, so time goes more slowly.
I'm allergic to a lot of nature.
You can go to the beach.
Oh yeah, I could go to the beach, but grass, cats, a lot of plants, I'm allergic to. Which you like.
Yes,
She likes the greens.
I love the greens.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, age is just a number. We said this in her video. 30s, it seems scary, but you know what? Whatever. Bring it. That wraps up the wine spill episodes. Make sure to watch Ashley's for part 1. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.